making sure you are solving a real problem. Are you building something that people keep saying, please take my money? When is it going to be finished? If you're not hearing that, I want you to take a long, hard look at what you're doing, because that's the place that you want to be. I had a good job at a good company and I had a good salary. I just didn't have a good life. I hated my job every single day. I sat in the cubicle and stared at the clock and looked out the window and wondered what everybody else was doing that I was missing. So one day I just walked out, and my parents were mad and I was broke and I was hungry, and things couldn't have been worse. And I bought a ticket, an airline ticket, to go talk to a mentor. If I went to the airport, it was a Friday afternoon, it was really crowded, and back then you had to wait in line to check in. So I'm waiting in the line to check in. During the hour I stood there, I missed my flight. And I was very, very upset. When I got to the front, I said to the woman, I said, this is ridiculous. Because you know what she did? She looked at my ID and hit print and handed me a boarding card. And I said, really? I stood here for an hour to watch you use the printer? And she's like, next customer. And I'm standing there thinking, this is insane. There has to be a better way to do this. So what am I telling you? When you're standing in the middle of a problem, you know what everybody else does? Complains and goes home. Successful people stand there, hear themselves complaining and saying, wait a minute, instead of complaining about this, could this be mine? Could I take this problem? And so I actually turned to the people in the airport. I said, does anybody else think it's ridiculous that we're standing here for an hour just to get a boarding pass? It's a piece of paper. And everybody groaned. So step one, when you're in the middle of a problem, instead of complaining, find out if it's a big problem. I said, am I the only one that thinks this is ridiculous? And everyone in the airport groaned. And I said, all right, well, I just did groan research and that was pretty effective. Everybody in the airport is groaning. I probably got a product here.